Nice to meet you. It's time to start our intensive job search journey. Before you listen to the next video and receive the necessary materials on how to search and what methods to use, I want to say that I'm familiar with about 30 types of search. They are very much different. For example, you can go to exhibitions, conferences, and gather information about the goal of your research. Spread your resumes there, conduct interviews, and so on. There are a lot of very interesting job search options that people don't even know about. We will not discuss them all here. I have them separately in other videos. For all of them, the principle is similar. It is in magnetism. All them work when finally a person starts to work like a magnet. All the vitally necessary opportunities are attracted to this job seeker. Imagine that in your country you have 40 or 50 types of job search. But in each of them you are activated as a magnet. All types of search are divided into 4 segments: system active search, system passive search, non-system active search, and non-system passive search. You will receive a description of them from your consultant. In brief, what it is. Imagine that you intend to do everything possible in order to find the best job for you from 100% of matching opportunities. Imagine that there are 100% of different actions that we could use for this. 100% of all actions are distributed over these 4 sections. You can use actions from the first field, but then the rest of the opportunities will be lost. Or you can use actions from the third field, non-system active search. Then opportunities from first field and others will be lost. Who knows? Maybe your best opportunity will come from there. We never know where the final vacancy will come from. So I always suggest using 100% of actions to cover all opportunities. We have made a search route map, which all our applicants receive. This route map contains all these types of searches. You will need to use your creative abilities through insight or through a system vision to build your own map that you will use for a job search. How can you use 100% of all job opportunities in your situation? With your essence and nature, your intentions and goals. After you create a map of search, we will look at it together with you. The next video is about system active search. It is also called direct search, is what we do in executive search in selection. In reconnaissance, when we simply look for candidates in an open field without databases, using just sourcing. You will also look for a job in an open field without anything. And I will teach the direct search approach because it is complex. This requires the transfer of special experience. There are a lot of nuances that we'll mention in the course. Firstly, I think it is clear what are system and non-system activities. System is when I perform searching actions with a certain regularity, realizing that my actions lead and advance me towards my goal. Non-system. It's sporadic activity. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, spontaneously. Well, when I have time, I will do it, so there is no system. I just act on the principle of emerging opportunities. Secondly, since our job search is communication, it must work out when we do active actions, when we are actively conversating. There is the second side, the employer, and we need to go actively to the employer, to move there. The result of communication depends only on our step, only on our steps, whether we take them or not. And in a passive search, the opposite is true. When we are here, from this side, the world somehow knows about us. And the result of communications depend on that side, whether our employer will take reciprocal steps towards us. Hope you may know the LinkedIn. Perhaps you know other job search resources in your country. I consider LinkedIn to be one of the best job networks. When you do posting, it can be both system and non-system approach. For example, if I post a very detailed profile in LinkedIn or other resource, and with some period I'm adjusting my profile to some discussions, blogs, or in some other way, make it visible to many people on a regular basis. It is active search. On the employer's side, there are specific recruiters who are looking very actively using the same LinkedIn or some other network, and they will find you there. And if I post a resume on some resource and forget about it, there is no guarantee the employer will find my resume. I'm addicted to waiting for a call. This is a passive search. I threw something somewhere and sit and wait. The communication will happen or not, I don't know, but the result does not depend on me. In active search, on the contrary, I take maximum steps to enter into telephone conversation with each company, into communication, at least into correspondence with each company that is interesting to me in accordance with my intentions. Contacting directly companies or organizations, I can realize my intentions. In general, all dozens types of searches, dozens of actions, can be active in one case and passive in another. Depends on how actively or passively we do it. Or the same way of search can be system in one case and non-system in another. Depends on whether we use it in a system on a regular basis or not. Relatively speaking, you can first work actively and spread information among different acquaintances that you are looking for a job, and then sit and wait, as we say, to wait for the good weather, thinking that probably your acquaintances themselves will take care of you and they will offer you something because they know that you are looking for a job. Many people think so, especially girls. Men less often. Men prefer to be more active. So, all ways of search are passive when we are simply waiting for something to happen. All situations when I do it myself and knock, as in the great and famous phrase, knock and it will be opened, the new opportunities arise. We should definitely check the table with everyone who follows the course individually or in a group. Because if something is missed in it, then your consultant can generate some more idea for you, suggest something. And if you don't look through your search map and you start implementing it practically, then as a rule, the result can be doubtful. For example, you have to make 300 mailing a day. As for me, it takes me around 3 hours. I have already figured this out. I usually do it in the evenings and very quickly. It will be difficult for you to send 300 mailings per day, to get 2 or 3 responses per day. That is a ratio of 1 to 100 is a very good ratio. If one of 100 companies answered you something, that's wonderful, magical. To get something, you need to send at least 200 mails to get 1 or 2 responses. As a result, if people don't show me this and don't agree on it, it often ends with a person calling and sometimes hysterically saying, "Well, I have nothing, no results. This direct search doesn't work." I can answer, "Great, please send me your Excel spreadsheet with all the companies you visited." For example, the person sends me his Excel spreadsheet. There are 20 companies where he basically sends something. Another 120 different agencies, recruitment agencies. They are not the companies. Some external recruiting, that is, some kind of recruitment agencies. And it is written that he sent to 60 agencies and to these 20 companies and says, "I was looking. I searched for 2 weeks. Nothing works." I say, "Wait, this small amount of work took you 2 weeks? Really? Its completing requires half a day or a third of a day. So the pace you choose for the job search is up to you. Can you do it quickly? It's a very important question. What result are you expecting from yourself? If you expect a quick result, that you will find a best opportunity, then it's better to consult and see what else is missing there. If you have enough time to fall into stress, depression, and go somewhere wrong in your search, then you don't need to seek advice. Because you see, there is a probability that one can make the wrong search plan and write to the non-coinciding companies, and the whole process will not work out correctly. Our common task with you is to build the right efforts in the right direction. That is, to see where the probability of a coincidence, according to probabilities theory, is greater, and where we go first of all. That's it with the route map. If you need some statistics that shows that our 100% of attempts should cover 100% of our opportunities. All of these job search methods have an efficiency percentage. In 1993-95, when I conducted clubs for job seekers, then there were real statistics. We did it. This direct search system gave 40% of all job placements. Now, according to my internal statistics, it provides up to 80% of all job placements. I could be wrong, but what I see, now people are very actively using this kind of system, active search, in whatever way they can. It is the most complicated method. And as it gives this great percentage, we include its description into this course. Even if a non-system and passive search yields 3 or 5% of all those who find a job, then without this 3 or 5%, all this 100% will not happen. It will not work out. Therefore, you need to use even them at different times and for different people. For different situations, I think this percentage somehow changes. Recruiters love to make different theories concerning the situation on the market. They used to say, today is the market of candidates, or today is the market of companies. They observe that sometimes and somewhere there are not enough candidates. Vacancies are in abundance. Or sometimes or somewhere there is not enough work. People are in abundance. I can be wrong, but from my point of view, this does not depend on crisis or on time or on country. It depends only upon the candidate's involvement in life itself. There is always a market of candidates for active, devoted people, real masters. They will always be in demand. There will always be a shortage of good candidates who are truly valuable and willing to invest their resources. Such candidates will always dictate their terms and will always be very respected by employers. On the contrary, very passive and not devoted people who do not want to invest their resource because they think, maybe they will find me and offer me something. Okay, I will accept any offer. For them only, there will always be a market of companies. It means that it is very difficult for them to find a job. These passive people see the reality like this. There is an unemployment, there is no work, no offers. The world reacts to this person the same way he does. He is passive, and the world reacts passively to him. One can say, what we are like, this is the attitude of the universe towards us. That's why 30 types of search, including direct search, are not mentioned in this course. You will generate ideas on this topic yourself if you try to become active and involved in life. Your task is to start driving the wave in the whole process, driving the wave ahead of you, which will then give results. Accordingly, if we enter this active, powerful phase of direct search, strength will come out of us. And this strength will certainly lead to success. At the right time, the job opportunity we need will be attracted. As a reaction to our activity, we will meet activity from the employer. And finally, we'll soon shake the hands with someone and start working. Greetings. See you soon.